Hello and welcome back to another episode of Self-Development with Tactics podcast. As you can see in the background, we are once again going through the 3-2-1 newsletter by James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, and I think that is actually quite it. I don't know if he has written another book, but this one was a worldwide bestseller, so I think it was quite enough for him to exist off of it up until now. Yesterday we went through the latest one, eliminating tasks, optimizing for your interests and sharing knowledge, which was from July 28th, and the other one is from July 21st. So apparently he's doing them weekly. Yes, weekly. The other one would be, or the next now, paying attention, staying hopeful in bad times, and 10-year plans. Then knowledge versus wisdom, the time to worry and how to encourage curiosity. Lucky breaks, how people learn, and theory of life. Theory of life. The value of questions, the power of small acts, and how life rewards courage, mental toughness, and so on and so forth. I would actually like to go through lucky breaks, how people learn, and theory of life. Let's reorganize that a bit. So the whole scheme, the whole structure of this newsletter is 3 ideas from me, then 2 quotes from others, and 1 question for you, which then makes the 3-2-1 in brackets newsletter. So yeah, as I said, James Clear, July 7th, 2022, 3 ideas from me. The first one: if you're always right, you're not learning. If you're never failing, you're not reaching. The objective is to be right. The objective is to succeed. But if you're always winning, you're undershooting your potential. I think that is right. You might be in a really safe space, or you might have put yourself in a safe space where you're always winning, and therefore you're never kind of having to deal with setbacks quite. If this is the best jamba, if this is the best way to grow and to see things in life and to learn, I would not say so. The second, many people are not ready for their lucky break when it comes to them. Develop your skills, study your craft, save some money. Build a network before you need it, lay the groundwork. The prepared person is positioned to benefit from unexpected opportunities. I wanna repeat, the prepared person is positioned to benefit from unexpected opportunities. You cannot always be prepared, I would say. There is no way one can, but to some degree, I think you can, at least for some things that have a high possibility of happening. I mean, whatever it might be. There are so many things one should or would want to be prepared for. But yeah, maybe being smart about choices, being smart about things, recognizing patterns, recognizing maybe also bad habits that one is having, to kind of then on one hand benefit from certain opportunities that you might be having in the future, and on the other hand also kind of preventing bad things from happening. The only cautious word that I wanna say is being prepared for everything, or trying to be prepared for everything just because I went through certain scenarios in my head, may not be, and well, actually for sure is not healthy. I mean, when I'm putting myself in a certain space where I'm just waiting for something to happen, I wouldn't necessarily say that this is a good place to be in. You for sure not going to be happy, and you for sure might actually really fuck up your life by doing so, by always waiting for this next thing to happen, by always waiting for this certain occasion, this certain situation, this certain scenario, this certain whatever it might be. There are so many things one could be prepared for, but as I said before, I think there are some things that, you know, have a higher chance of happening, and some things that for sure may not happen or are not very likely to happen in the next few months or years. The third one, commitment makes good things better and bad things worse. The more all in you are on a good relationship, the better it becomes. The more you commit to a toxic relationship, the deeper you get trapped. The more you invest yourself in fulfilling work, the more your effort fuels you. The harder you work on a bad project or in an unsatisfying role, the more of a grind it becomes. Which underlines really thinking thinking about the work that you're doing and making sure that you're doing work that you like, and not putting yourself in a position where you're really trying to make the money, really trying to do this, that, and the other thing, but it is actually work that you hate, and it is just for sure not sustainable, and it is for sure not worth doing, actually. Of course, you might be able to reframe things, but as I've went through the other newsletter yesterday, where James Clear said something along the lines of, a situation that you do not have to reframe is kind of the best one. When you're actively having to reframe things quite often, or this one thing every single time, one could argue that it may not be that smart to keep doing this one thing. 2 quotes from others. The first one, school teacher and suffragist Alice Moore Hubert, I don't know what a suffragist is, but anyway, on how people learn. Teaching is successful only as it causes people to think for themselves. What the teacher thinks matters little, what he makes the child think matters much. Source, Life Lessons, Truths Concerning People Who Have Lived. And the second, science fiction writer Theresa Nielsen Hayden, offers a theory of life. My own personal theory is that this is the very dawn of the world. We are hardly more than an eye blink away from the fall of Troy, and scarily an interglaciation removed from the Altmira cave painters. We live in extremely interesting ancient times. I like this idea. It encourages us to be earnest and ingenious and brave as befits ancestral peoples, but keeps us from deciding that because we don't know all the answers, they must be unknowable and thus unprofitable to pursue. And then the last thing from the 3-to-1 newsletter, one question for you. What action can you take today that will contribute to something you will be proud of in 10 years? Which is an amazing question to ask oneself. And I think it is important to underline the time frame, 10 years. What might be a habit, I would say. Not merely an action, but in the end it's probably going to be a habit. And it kind of, doesn't necessarily have to be a habit, but most often I think it should be a habit that is going to pay off in 10 years. Having a good diet, working out, or just moving your body. Maybe also this one relationship that you should be ending, or this relationship that you should be get into. The job that you should leave, and or the other one that you should take on. many things, when you think through, it might be able to contribute in a very good way to you in 10 years and or in the span of those next 2 years. Even though he said to something you will be proud of. So it might also be about starting something, starting your adventure, starting this podcast, starting this whatever, there are many things one can start that one can then be proud of in 10 years. Might actually also be something very small, building this pool that you actually would really like to have. Actually some really small things, going on that vacation that you have put off for so long, and experiencing those things that you always wanted to. And I would say, there are for sure certain things that you will see or you have seen that you still remember, and it's been some time since then. But yeah, with that being said, I'm hopefully going to see you the next time. So, bye-bye.